morning. It's Sunday the 10th of May. I should have been going out for a walk today, but the weather has slightly changed and I've got a bit of hay fever this morning, so I was feeling slightly rough. So I thought I would go through and show you what I take in a normal day pack on a normal walk. So just a normal local walk or a longish walk, I would take the same kind of stuff with me. So first of all, start off with my bag of choice. So this is the Montane Trailblazer 18 litre pack. It's called Trailblazer as it is designed mostly for trail runners and cyclists, but I use it for walking and it does me fine. It's a great rucksack. So I've had it about 12 months now and I use it for every walk that I do now. If I was going to be doing a backpacking walk, I wouldn't use this obviously, but I'll do that in a different video. So it's Montane Trailblazer 18 litre. So 18 litre doesn't sound very big, but you can fit quite a lot in here, and I'll show you what I take with me. So if you look at the back, as you can see, it doesn't have one of those separate back supports that most rucksacks have nowadays, i.e. on like the low alpines you'll find that they have a separate back support that's away from the back of the rucksack. This doesn't, so obviously I do get a bit of a sweaty back when I'm walking. It's not a big issue. The reason for this is it's supposed to fit snugly against your body, so you don't have any moving around of the rucksack when you're doing trail running and cycling. So that's the idea for that. So it does fit snugly against your body, which is good. The shoulder chest supports are again like a mesh, so it is breathable. And you have two pockets on each of the shoulder straps, and they are big enough to fit in a mobile phone. So you can see it does go quite deep in there, so you can fit a mobile phone in there. So I normally put my phone in one side and my GoPro in the other. You could put snacks in there, you can fit a smallish drink bottle in there, no problem. So they're handy to get to. As I said, they are quite big. You've got loops as well that you can attach carabiners to or put things through that you need to get to quickly. It's got a loop so you can hang it up if you need to dry it out. It's got two straps that go across on what they call the quick snap release. So they go across your sternum and your chest, and they just clip on like that, and then to release, just pull it off. So there's two of those. It's got loops on here, daisy loops as well. So you can again hang things from there. And then across the waist, you've got a waist buckle, as on most rucksacks. So looking at the front, you've got two waist pockets that again are really quite big, and there's mesh in there so they do stretch out. You could fit in there a woolly hat, some gloves. I'll show you what I've got in mine in a moment. So you've got your big main compartment at the top, which opens out, and again you can fit quite a lot in there, so you could fit in clothes, jacket, whatever you need to get to. Got a clip at the top here, and then you've got a separate hydration bladder compartment in there. And you can attach your hydration bladder through the Velcro strap, clip that up, and it's not going to fall out or escape. The tube comes out the top, and then you just feed it through your tubes on your shoulder straps if you want to stop it flapping about. And then there's another pocket on the front, zips all the way down. Then you've got a big pocket, two small pockets, and then the main pocket to put whatever you need to put into there. And then across the front you've got your daisy loops again, so you could put bungee cords if you wanted to attach, say, sleeping mattress, airbed, anything across there, so there's extra storage on the outside. I'll go through what I take with me. So I said about the hydration bladder pocket, so I'll show you my hydration bladder that I use. So I use a Camelback hydration bladder, reservoir, whatever you want to call it, and this is a 3 litre. The reason I've got a Camelback is I have had cheaper alternatives in the past, and I have found that each one of those cheaper bladders has leaked in various places, whether it's been at the mouthpiece, round the opening, wherever. And the one thing that you don't want to walk on a walk is a leaky bladder, believe me. So you've got your main reservoir, you've got that unscrews. It did clip on there, but the plastic's come away, but that's not a big issue. So that just screws back up. You've got a handle so you can hold it while you're putting it in your rucksack, and then the main tube does come away so you can clean it out separately. The mouthpiece is pretty good, it's got a lock on it so you can lock it, and then you just bite down on that to drink out of the tube. And the way I clean mine is, I've tried various things in the past, but the one that seems to be working at the moment for me is I just stick it in the freezer, empty it out, give it a swill out, clean it out with Milton every now and then, swill it out, stick it in the freezer, and it's absolutely fine. The cold kills any germs that are going to be breeding in it, which you don't want. Jacket. My choice of refuge jacket that I take with me is the Rab Downpour Alpine jacket. So this is the men's version, and I always tend to use men's jackets just because they're a bit looser if you're wearing layers. You don't want anything too tight, and women's jackets do seem to be a bit fitted, which is not very good if you are wearing layers. It's a great jacket, not cheap, comes in about 130, 110, something like that, but you're paying for quality, I believe. It's got 2 pockets on it, and they are chest pockets, what they call Napoleon pockets, but they are big enough to put a map, book, gloves, whatever you need. So there's 2 of those on the front. It has hip zips underneath your armpits, which are just ventilation holes. So if you are getting a bit hot but it's still raining, just undo those and they'll pull down. It's got reinforced zips, which are like a normal zip, but they're normally back to front. So you've got the rubber plastic edging on the front, and that's just to stop any water getting through the zips. It's got a peaked hood, so you can wear a cap underneath it, or a hat underneath it, or even a cycling helmet underneath it. It's got drawstrings, so you can tighten it around to fit around your head. And you've got one on the top of the hood to pull it in, and you've got 2 at the side to bring it snugly round to fit anything. And to store this away, it folds down into the left side pocket, which is slightly bigger, so it just stuffs back into its own pocket, and you can pack it away in your rucksack. holes down to about that big, ever so light. Stuff it in the rucksack, forget about it. If you need it, it's there. I always take a cap with me. I tend to choose this one because it's like a sports style cap. It's washable, breathable. If it's a really hot day, stick it in the stream, stick it on your head, cool you down, dries out, brilliant. Also folds away quite small as well. Buff, I normally take a buff with me. If I'm not wearing it, I normally take one. Buffs are brilliant. Whoever invented them is a genius. They come in all designs, colours, designs, brilliant. You can even get thermal ones as well. I wear a buff spring, summer, autumn, winter. They are brilliant. In the summer, they protect your back of your neck from getting sunburnt. Winter, wear one or two and stops your neck and your ears getting cold. Again, like the cap, if it's a hot day, stick it in a stream, wring it out, put it on, and it will cool you down. Brilliant, and it dries out while you're walking along as well. Going back to my hydration bladder, my drink of choice that I take with me, I'm not a huge fan of water or squash, just don't like it. So I normally take a couple of these isotonic drinks. You can get the Lucasade ones, or you can get the supermarket own brand ones, which are just as good. I stick a couple of those in my hydration bladder, or days when it's been a bit cooler and I'm not going so far, just stick one in my pocket of my rucksack. They're brilliant. Replaces any fluids that you've lost, any salts or anything. If it's a really hot day, I normally stick a diarrhea sachet in, the name of it has just completely slipped my mind, which replaces any salts or things that you've lost. So they are just as good, and you can get them in raspberry flavour. So if you've got a raspberry flavour drink, just chuck one of those in and it'll replace any salts that you've lost while you've been sweating. So let's go through what I normally have in my rucksack. So we'll start with the main pocket. Now you may look at some of these things and think you can get those in a smaller version. Yeah, you can, but I like to add a bit of weight to my rucksack just to give me a bit more of a workout. So it's not overly heavy, it's just a little bit of weight for me to carry. So randomly pick out stuff. So first of all, never go without tissues. You never know when you're going to need them, whether you've got a runny nose or runny anything else. Tissues. First aid pack. You can get a smaller version, you can do your own, whatever. This one's great. It's got everything in I need. It's got blister plasters, normal plasters, ibuprofen, paracetamol, bandages if I was ever going to need them, anything else that you would need on a walk. Touch wood, never had to use it. It's not even been opened, so, but it's always better to have one and not need it. I've got a couple of identification books. If I ever spot anything and I'm not sure what it is, or I can take a picture of it and have a look when I ever sit down, so they're always good to have, especially now, spring, when things are coming out into flower and we're getting birds over, so a couple of those are always ideal. What else we got? What's that in there? Okay. Front pocket. Suntan cream. Take it. It's like the first aid kit. Better to have it than not need it. I've learned from previous experiences that you can get sunburnt without even realising it. So yeah, I would always recommend factor 50 and keep reapplying it as well. What else we got? A knife. You never know when you might need it. So this has got a whistle on it as well. So this is an open out knife, which I can't open. There was a nap to it, there you go. Always handy. Again, as are some secateurs. Again, from previous experience, these are always handy to have. It would be handy if I knew how to unlock them. Oh, there we go. So a little pair of secateurs, because myself and other people have come across on walks where footpaths and stiles are very overgrown. Can't fold it back up now. So they're always handy to have. You don't need a massive pair, just a little pair, just to hack your way through overgrown stile, especially this time of year when all the brambles are going crazy. So what else you got? Wet wipes, again like tissues, always handy to have. You know, you put your hand on something, you don't want it on the hand for the rest of the day, so wet wipes along with some deodorant. Always handy when you get back to the car. So that's all in there. So we'll go to my little pockets in the front. So there's nothing in these two because that's where I'd normally have my phone, GoPro, small bottle drink. So there's just my side pockets. So in this one, hand sanitizer along with your hand wipes. Definitely one to take, especially in this situation that we're in. So yeah, hand sanitizer. Just keep reapplying it. If you can have something to eat, hand sanitizer. Go through a gate, just do your hands. Lip salve. I tend to get dry lips while I'm walking. I tend to lick my lips a lot, so that's always a good one to have. And finally, what have we got over here? Oh, some more lip salve. And last but not least, something to eat. So I love these grenade bars, chocolate raspberry flavour. So they're high protein, so a little boost of energy, but what you take is up to you. I normally get by on one of these and a packet of crisps and maybe a banana. I don't tend to get too hungry while I'm walking. It's usually when I get back home that I'm absolutely ravenous. So, but yeah, definitely take something with you. And that is it. So that's what I take on a daily walk or a long walk. Probably more than I need, but it's better to have it and not need it. So let us know what you think, and I might do one later, what I would take if I was going backpacking. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, stay safe, remember your sanitizer, remember your wet wipes. See you soon.